excited that you joined me today. I have something that just fell into my lap as I was talking to my now 11-year-old daughter last night, and I knew I had to jump on and share. So here we go. The top 5 things that an 11-year-old is teaching me about business. What we need to have in our business, the things that we need to be successful. Are you ready? Number 1, have fun. When was the last time that you said to yourself, today was the most fun day ever at work? I know for me, I had lost all fun in what I was doing. Literally, absolutely debilitating anxiety to go in and have a day at work. And I dreaded it. And that is no way to live. That is absolutely no way to live. I used to have a rule in our business where we would tell people 2 things. 1, Cinderella never has a bad day. So you never are at the Magic Kingdom and you never see her having a meltdown because Prince Charming might have broken up with her. The other part is, if you do not love coming to work, then it's probably time for us to break up and you find a place that you do love. So number 1 out of Sophie's mouth when I asked her about this was have fun. That's pretty big. I want people to come to work and enjoy it. I want people to light up and literally overflow with joy when they think about going to work and getting to spend time with their coworkers and getting to dive into things that they're passionate about. I think a lot of times we forget the fun in what we're doing. We're so laser focused on the goal or the outcome or whatever that may be that we forget to include the fun. So number 1 in your business is to make sure you are having fun and to make sure that your employees are having fun when they're coming to work. If you are a hiring manager, this one is really big. Right now, the job market is insane. I've never seen anything like it. I bet you haven't either. And especially for those of you that are listening that are in the hospitality world, it can be really hard just in a normal circumstance to get people to come in for interviews and to show up for their shifts. So I think if we approach this as, yes, they are coming to do a job, but they also should be enjoying what they're doing, that might be an interesting angle for you to take a look at before your next hiring push. Is what you do, is the environment that you're creating, is the work that your employees are being asked to do, is there an element of fun involved, or is it simply work? So number 1, have fun. Number 2, I thought this was also really interesting. Give away free things. In Sophie's mind, that was give away candy, give away free breakfast and lunch and dinner, and most of all, candy. But I think we can take this a little further and approach it from an angle of what are we doing in our businesses to give? For those of you that are in sales, this is something that I have talked about for many years. Before you can ask for something, ask for the sale, ask for an exchange of contract and money from anyone, you need to take a look at what have you given them first. I don't mean a free 30-minute consultation prior to booking. I don't mean free fun coffee so much as that I mean, what are you giving away to your clients, to your employees that is meaningful in their lives? Yes, we all love free goodies, right? Yes, we all love, especially again, the hospitality industry, my caterers out there, we always boast, oh, we give you free meals when you work. That is definitely a perk. I'm not going to diminish that at all, but I want you to take a real good look at what are we giving away in exchange for something from someone else. We are built for service of others. And I think a lot of times we lose sight of what are we giving when we're so focused on what we need to get from someone else. So as you evaluate your business from the angle of, yes, clients, yes, people that you need to do transactions with, but very much with employees and very much with new hires, what are we giving to them that is meaningful in their lives? What are we giving that is something that is impactful, not just fluff? Not just a sounds good, feels good on the surface, but really, truly, deeply meaningful. So number 2 is, what are we giving away for free? Number 3 was, don't be mean. That sounds pretty simple. That's like kindergarten, right? Don't be mean to other people. Don't go bite people in the classroom. Don't yell. Don't be mean. This one was really interesting for me because I spent a good amount of time in the last several years earning a reputation for being kind of mean. And I didn't look at it that way. I was upholding a brand and upholding standards, and I absolutely was being mean. That is something that I didn't relate to, and I didn't see it until I was removed enough to see the reasons why. And the reasons why were plenty. They were not related to maybe the thing that I was being a little harsh about. But when you look at your employees and when you are looking at the environment that you're creating for them, your employee to employee reaction, your employee to employer reaction, employer to employee, all of that, whatever that situation turns out to be, don't be mean. Pretty simple, but I think there's a few of us that could look at the situations that have maybe occurred recently in the past couple of years. You know, we've certainly earned our dues in saying things have been stressful, things have been a bit chaotic, but that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse to be mean to others and to be rough around the edges, to create a culture that is not kind and caring and empathetic. And I know I certainly made missteps in this area. And I know there are employers of mine in the past that also made missteps in this area. And I would very much ask you to take a look at what is going on in your business. And could you say that this number 3, don't be mean rule of an 11-year-old, does that exist in the day-to-day, in the really tough moments, in the hard decisions, in the things that are difficult and our struggles? Can you look at the situation and say, we upheld rule number 3, don't be mean? If you can say more often than not, yes, fantastic. If not, I would question you to input this information into the day-to-day actions and make this a rule amongst yourself and your interactions with others, but in the interactions of others within the company as well, employee to employee relation. So number 3, don't be mean. Number 4, take breaks. I'm talking to you, entrepreneurs. I am talking to you, business owner. I am talking to you, hiring manager. It is important for you and your employees to be able to take breaks. I don't mean breaks where you're checking your email every 30 seconds. I don't mean breaks where you actually take a meeting because you can just do a 30-minute thing and it's no big deal. I am talking about real breaks, real resets, real time to just exist as a human being, not as a boss, not as an employee, just be. I just got back from a vacation yes, I'm not going to lie to you, I did work a little while I was gone. But the vast majority of the time, 98% of this trip was a whole new experience for me. I took a break. I took a moment to literally just be, to not worry about what was posting on my social media, to not worry about a meeting that, I wasn't going to be able to make because I marked myself as out of office. And so this client was going to have to wait to get a response from me or for me to be involved. I took a break. In Sophie's mind, this is recess. This is, we're working all day and, oh no, I'm going to go out on the playground and just forget about everything else. How often are we building breaks into our day? I was just recently listening to a podcast, Brendan Burchard. If you don't know him, please, after you're finished with this, go listen to him. He's amazing in every sense of the word, and I learn a lot from him. But one of the things that he said recently was that he takes a break every 45 minutes to an hour during the day. Just a moment to get up from his desk, to just chill out, to zen out, to do nothing for 10 to 15 minutes. And then he jumps back into whatever he was working on. And he found that his productivity shot through the roof. His employees started doing the same thing, shot through the roof. How many breaks are you taking during the day, during the week, during the year? How many days could you have benefited from a break? How many moments that were difficult or days that were, just not all that joyful, would you have benefited from a 10 to 15 minute break every so often throughout the day? When was the last time you took a vacation that was literally, truly a reset vacation? Not worrying about a thing. Off I go. I'm going to read a new book. I'm going to chill out wherever I am. Even if that's just staying at home. I'm not saying that you have to get up and go somewhere luxurious. When was the last time you took a break? So, number 4, rule of doing a great job in business is to take a break. Number 5, this one I was so darn proud. If you don't like it, don't do it. If you don't like it, don't do it. I get that there are things in life that we're going to have to do that we don't like. We don't just love, we're not lit up about, but for the most part in business, if there's something that you don't enjoy doing, don't do it. Delegate it. Find somebody that does enjoy it and incorporate this task into their day. Get it away from you, because I guarantee you, if you don't enjoy it, it shows. It shows up in the results. It shows up in the work. It shows up in the way that you interact with that task. You push it off. You don't want to do it. When you do it, you give it 75% instead of 100%. And that shows up in the results. So number 5, if you don't like it, don't do it. Well, how do we incorporate that into our business? Like I said, delegation becomes a big part of it. I struggled with delegation for a really long time because, man, if somebody else was doing it, it wasn't always the way that I wanted it done, right? Maybe I would have done it a different way. I would challenge you that if you're that person, take a look at what the end result is. It may not be exactly what you're thinking you want, but as long as there's more positive in that outcome than negative, I'm going to challenge you and say, so what? So what? If you don't like doing it, this other person loves doing it, the result may be a little different than when you would have done it. But if it's more positive than negative, okay, that's not all bad. It is a more positive outcome than had you done it, hated what you were doing, and the result came out and was just meh. So this rule, I think, can apply in so many aspects of business and in your personal relationships as well. If it's not something you enjoy, maybe it shouldn't be part of your day-to-day responsibilities. I think from a child's perspective, she is looking at this as, hey, I really don't want to clean up my room, so I'm not going to clean up my room, more than she's looking at it as, hey, I really do not like putting together these sales reports. It doesn't make sense to me. I struggle with it. I spend too much time on it. And maybe somebody else should be doing it rather than me. But I think you can find the underlying message here is that if you can spend your time doing all the things that you do love, the outcomes are going to be far greater than if it is a blend of those tasks. And I think from your employee standpoint, if you asked them, what of your job do you absolutely love? And what of your job do you just kind of tolerate? Like you have to do it. It's part of your job description. So meh, okay, we will. I would ask you to go to your employees and ask them these questions. When you take a look at the things that they love doing, lean in. You're going to find so much more positive comes out of that. And when you look at the list of things that they may not love doing, can you delegate those things? Can you rework their job description? Can you rework whatever flow needs to happen in the company so that those items are less responsibilities for them? Maybe finding someone else that does love those and reorganizing things. Your employees are going to wildly overproduce. They will respect that you cared enough to ask them. And overall, it is a huge win out of everyone. So number 5, if you don't like it, don't do it. I think that one can be a huge game changer for you. So what are the 5 things we can learn from an 11-year-old that we can input into our business? Number 1, have fun. Number 2, give away free things. Number 3, don't be mean. Number 4, take breaks. And number 5, if you don't like it, don't do it. I am sure that you could add to this. If you have kids, I would challenge you, especially if you're a business owner, challenge you to go talk to your children and ask them if they had a business, what were the top 5 things that needed to be involved in that business to make it successful. As you do that, in the comments, I want to hear, what are your kids' top 5 things? I ask Sophie these questions all the time. She probably thinks I'm completely crazy. She's also started about 10 businesses in her 11 years. And it's been really fun to listen to her. And I am learning from my kids. So as I said, in the comments, I want to hear, what are your kids' top 5s? I hope you learned something. I hope that you put this to work. I can't wait to hear which one was your most whoa moment of the day. I'll talk to you soon.